Alright guys and girls, this is Jerningham here. More news about Sarah Everard. The Mets were remaining in discussion with a organised of Sarah's in light court COVID regulations, whatever. I mean, some of these words are just complicated for me to read. It's in New Scotland Yard. I can read, it's just sometimes they get a bit confusing, the bloody words that are on the screen. So I've read it in my way. You guys and girls can see it in your way because I'm going to read it for you. There we go. Decisions of. There we go. And we're going to be listening to what actually the police officer says here. Sometimes people can read, other times people find it hard to read. I mean, none of us are very good readers, but I like to explain things in my way, and I like to read things in my way. Some people take the mickey out of people that can't read and write properly. It doesn't really matter. People see the world differently. That's what I want people to understand. And because of this girl on here now, she's lost the life of a police officer. And what are most people going to be thinking? Can we trust the police? Can we go to the police? What if something happens to us? That's what people are thinking in the world. And they'll be thinking, well, I thought the police were there to protect us, not take our lives from us. Are men and women going to be safe in London? Or is there more police officers what have been doing these horrible acts that this other officer's done, taking this woman's life, that we've not found yet? Or are they too clever to be found? Well, this police officer that killed Sarah Everard got caught, and he had a girlfriend, and said there was another officer involved as well. But I don't know what most of us are very angry about this. Can the police be trusted again? Which side are the police really on? Are they on our side? Are they on the criminal side? I thought the police were supposed to protect the public, the same people in the army. The army stopped the terrorists from attacking the civilians, so the army attack them. So it's how you look at it at the end of the day. Which side are these police really on? I mean, are we really fighting a war with the police? The gangs and the police are fighting a war, as we all know. And there's fights with other gangs in England and probably around the world. Is there other places around the world where the police officers have killed innocent people? I'm sure there is. It doesn't make it right, though. But the thing is, the police want people to get on with them in the world. I'm not saying all the police are bad. I'm not saying men and women are bad in the world. Or, people that are in authority. I mean, there's some nice people that are nice in authority and helpful and friendly. But not everyone's the same. If there's one bad apple in the force, it doesn't mean everywhere. But some people are going to find it hard to trust the police now because of all this. That's all I can say in this video, but we're going to be looking into the video and see what this officer has to say about things. And I may have read the thing a bit wrong in my way, but that's how I see the world. I see the world different to a lot of people. We all do. But it doesn't. Some people say it doesn't make the excuse that that officer took an innocent life. Once that police officer's took an innocent life, he's going to get it worse than the criminal. Imagine if a criminal took that woman's life. They'd get a lot of years. Will this officer get life? Will he never be let out again? Will they put him into a mental hospital? Will he be in police protection? Or will he be in a secure unit or police watch? So we just have to see what the officer says, I think.
Good afternoon. As you know, on Wednesday evening, detectives investigating the disappearance of Sarah Everard discovered a body secreted in Woodland in Kent. The body has now been recovered and a formal identification procedure has been undertaken. We now confirm that it is the body of Sarah Everard. Clearly, Sarah's family have been updated with this most distressing news. And I just want to pause for a moment and say my thoughts and prayers and those of the entire organisation remain with her and with them at this awful time. Specialist officers remain in constant contact with Sarah's family and will continue to support them throughout the investigation and beyond. That investigation continues at a pace, and we have hundreds of officers working round the clock to establish the full circumstances of Sarah's disappearance and her murder. And the man remains in custody at a London police station on suspicion of committing those crimes. I know that the public feel hurt and angry about what has happened. And those are sentiments that I share personally, and I know my colleagues here at Scotland Yard and across the Met share as well. I also recognise the wider concerns that are being raised quite rightly about the safety of women in public spaces in London and also elsewhere in the country. I want to say now that this organisation and the men and women in it remain committed to protecting Londoners wherever they are in this city. And that commitment is undiminished by these events, and if anything, that commitment is strengthened by these tragic circumstances. Thank you very much.
Such a shame.
Confirmation there from the Metropolitan Police that the body found in Woodland is, in fact, Sarah Everard. An investigation continues into her murder. Our Home Affairs correspondent, Mark White, is there for us at Scotland Yard. The news that no family ever wants to hear, Mark.
Yeah, devastating news, not unexpected, of course. The family had been prepared for the likelihood that this was indeed the body of Sarah Everard, but still the formal breaking of that news to them this morning, the police having recovered the remains of this young woman from Woodland at Ashford in Kent. Yesterday there was a formal identification procedure that has taken place, and the Metropolitan Police now, as the Assistant Commissioner said, in a position to confirm that those remains are of Sarah Everard. Now, the family, understandably, will be utterly devastated by that news. They are being assisted by family liaison officers from the Metropolitan Police as they come to terms with this news that's just been reported to them as well. Now, the Assistant Commissioner went on to acknowledge the sense of anger that there is out in the wider community, but he said that the Metropolitan Police shared his colleagues, men and women in this force, shared that sense of anger at what has unfolded here. He says that they are undiminished in their determination to continue to try to keep the people of London safe. And on that wider issue of concerns about women feeling safe out in public spaces, he said that, as I say, the Metropolitan Police officers across the capital will continue to do all they can to keep the public safe at what is understandably a very difficult time. The investigation, of course, continues apace. That suspect, a serving Metropolitan Police officer, still in custody at Wandsworth Police Station, we understand, having been treated for a head injury yesterday and returned back into custody. The circumstances surrounding how that suspect received that head injury will now be the subject of an independent Office of Police Complaints investigation. They are also looking into an allegation that was made against this officer 3 days before Sarah Everard disappeared. It was the 28th of February at a fast food restaurant in South London. Reports that this officer, or allegations that this officer had been involved in an indecent exposure incident. Well, that is being investigated in terms of the actions that were undertaken by 2 Metropolitan Police officers in responding to that call, and just exactly what they did in furtherance of that investigation. So that will be investigated by the IOPC, as possibly will the way in which the Metropolitan Police responded initially more than a week ago now to the reports from Sarah Everard's family and friends that she had gone missing.
All right, Mark, thank you.
All right. It's not very good, is it? what this world's coming to. Some people will probably be sick of the world, of the way it's going. Or people will deal with it. But that girl's family and friends are probably torn to pieces and heartbroken. The life's been taken and it can't be fixed. It's not like a game and you can respawn. But if there is another place on the other side, let's hope she's happy. But her family are going to miss her very much, and her friends that know her. And that's all I can really say in this video. It's very saddening for a lot of people. And the girl was only 33 years old. Anyway, I better go. Peace. Next one, peace.